Welcome to Dad's Garage, where really cool things happen.
So I was driving Murphy the other day, and the engine started rocking every time I took off against the motor mount. Now I thought I had fixed this last June by putting a turnbuckle on the engine to the frame. And oh, look at that. That's not good. So this thing is supposed to go down there to the hole in the frame, and somehow it loosened up, and then the lower bolt vibrated off. I'm gonna have to see if we can do something about that.
Okay, I'm back from the hardware store. Got a new turnbuckle. It's the same as the last one, but you can see on the right-hand side the old bolt. I had to modify heavily so that it would go through the bracket on the block, and the bottom one that I lost, that had to go through the hole in the frame. So I got to bring this down to my vise, and using a pipe, I gotta bend these into so that they'll fit in the car. So let me go do that, and we'll go back and see how they fit.
So this is the new turnbuckle that I bought. The old one, when I bent this, I bent this more like an L, right? And I think that's why it pulled out of the frame hole. So this should not vibrate and come out. Also, to put this in, I need to take the bracket that I made off of the block, and to do that, I got to take the coil off the block to get that out of the way. So let's get that done. We get this put through the frame like that. Perfect. Apologize if my arms get in the way here. Alright, so this goes like this. Get that here. And then this one, and like that. Maybe. Sorta. Then I give you the bracket. We'll put the bracket on here like this, and wow, we're too short. Why are we so short? I bought the same thing. What the? That's never gonna make it. What the? Well, see, here's where everything goes to shit. Because it's only holding on by a couple of threads. Yeah, no, I use this one. Alright, so, oh man. So plan A failed, right? This is plan B. I don't know if you can see, this is, if I get this to line up with the bolt hole, which is right, oh, see, the thing broke. So now I gotta go drive down to the hardware store, get a longer one of these. Stay tuned. Okay, back from the hardware store. So I got a new one, and this one, see, is about I don't know, an inch or so, inch and a half longer than this one. So now we should have plenty of room. Put on my check wing nut. I got this one threaded square to the bottom. So now I gotta thread this one on here like this. I don't know if any of you follow the pictures I post about this car. I got 3 albums of everything that I've done to this car, but it's all in pictures and words. This is really my first Murphy Mustang video, right? So, but I named her Murphy for a reason. In those albums, what the hell did I do with the Here's the bracket. Alright, so let's put the bracket on here like that. See, now we're too long, so that's gonna work out well. We'll have the turnbuckle well engaged. Alright, so that looks, see, now the bolt's sticking out on both sides. Give me this bolt put in here like this. Come on, baby. Get in the hole. There, yeah. Now we're cooking. Now. Alright. Anyway, I was complaining about how every time I do something on this car, it fights me tooth and nail. And so one of my friends that read my post, he's like, you know, you ought to call that car Murphy. And I said, you know what? That's a good idea. Now, I've had a lot of cool cars and bikes. I had a 69 GTO once, convertible, 400 and a 4-speed. Man, that was a nice car. Wish I'd never got rid of that one, but I had a young family at the time, you know, had to get to work every day to support my family, and couldn't be working on the car every other day when the thing broke down. Alright, so let me snug this up. Alright, now put this like that. Oh, yeah. Alright, now that's on there. And now this is probably just about tight enough. Maybe another. I don't need it too tight, but alright, then there's the wing nut. That's a check nut, so the thing doesn't vibrate off. Now that's good. That's really good. Anyway, I had a 70 RS Camaro, 350 and a 4-speed. That was a nice car. I had a 72 Cutlass. That was a nice car too. I had a 66 Charger that I rebuilt. Man, I got all the money for that one though, but sold it to a guy in Texas. I had to pay a bunch of bills. But I've had a bunch of nice cars. Never named anything. But this car, yeah, she deserves the Murphy title, because every time I do something with this car, man, it's just always awful. Alright, so now I got to put the coil back. And that did go down here. But you know, I could put it here too. Well, then it'd be in the way of the wires if I ever have to get to that. You know what, maybe that would be okay. Put that there. Because I usually take that bolt out, so alright, let's see if we can't run this in here. And then if I ever have to do this again, you know, at least I won't have to screw around with the coil. The coil will be right where it's supposed to be. Come on, get in there. There we go. You know, when you fix up hot rods, you know, it's never any two the same, you know. Alright, let's get this tightened up. Kind of squared up. Oop, I don't know what that was, but it didn't land on my foot, so that's okay. Alright, that's good. That's really good. Alright, now I think it's all over, but firing this sucker up and making sure everything is still good. Stay tuned. I don't know how you can see in there, but this is the old one, and I was worried that maybe when I got on this thing, the horsepower was enough to maybe rip the threads out of it, but that doesn't seem to be the case. When I bought the car, it had a seized engine and with a cracked block. So I had to get a different block. I scratched built this engine. It's 302 bored out to 305. I gapped every ring, torqued every bolt, and on bench statistics, it makes about 385 horsepower. So when I get on it and dump the clutch, there's a lot of torque against that turnbuckle. But it mostly keeps the engine in place so that it won't break the motor mount, and that was what the goal of the whole thing was. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.